Nigel, let's recap on the January transfer window. 1 in, 1 out. What was it like on deadline day and then in the month of January on the whole?
Pretty quiet early on. We made inquiries all throughout January, and we've been working on the Tom Nichols deal throughout that time. Eventually got it over the line just a day or two ago, which was great news. Needed a striker with Rhys Oates being out for 9 months, and Tom is a player that we've admired for quite some time. Nearly signed him on 1 or 2 occasions as well, and never quite managed it. But delighted he's joined us now.
What do you like about Tom?
I think he's an intelligent player. I think when we've played against him, watching him at other times, but also when we've played against him, it's not pleasant in terms of, because he moves you around, he drops off a little bit, he can play right up there. He's an intelligent player for his size. He's very good in the air, scores a range of goals, and I think the way that we play as a team, I think will create chances for him.
And he seems hungry to be here.
That's the most important thing for us, somebody wants to come. And he'd made that clear, a few weeks ago through his, and previously as well, but we haven't been able to manage to do it. When you play against a team as a player sometimes, you think, yeah, I wouldn't mind playing in that team, and I think that's what's occurred with Tom. But just great that he's on board and help us out.
The one going out, John Joe O'Toole to AFC Wimbledon.
Yeah, it was a last-minute one. They only came on sort of 2 or 3 hours before the window closed last night, and initially, because of the injuries or whatever, for the Notts County game, it's initial, well, no, we can't really afford to. And then sort of John Joe came on and said, listen, I've hardly played, with injuries and everything, and I really need to get my career going, and I couldn't see him starting any games here between now and the end of the season. We've got Lewis Brunt, we've got Bailey Cargill, the news and Aidan Flint's better than we anticipated. We've got George Williams, so it was a case of, let's be fair to everybody. And he's got an opportunity to get going and get playing. JJ's never caused us one problem here, honestly. His training levels has always been extremely high. So it was as much about being fair to him as anything.
You said earlier in the week you'd put bids in for 3 strikers. You got the one. What was the scenario ultimately with the other 2?
It was a case of there was a possible of one of ours going out to release one in. The other one was the long shot. We were dealing with a club that was a little bit tricky to deal with. So about 4 or 5 days ago, we sort of assessed we didn't think that was going to happen, and there's not much out there this window. Sometimes there are quite a few available and a few to choose from, but there hasn't been a lot. So that's why we're so pleased that we've got a proven goal scorer and a goal maker in Tom. But no, very happy with it. We're happy with the squad anyway. Obviously we can't do anything about the injuries. Jordan Barry and Stephen Quinn will be back next week, and we'll go with what we've got now, and confident they can do the job.
Just for clarity, I think you've pretty much answered it there, but just for confirmation, is that it? It is, of course, for permanent transfers and loans, but there is a free agent market. Could you explore that, or not really looking to pursue it?
No, not looking to pursue it really, unless we get a further batch of injuries. Elliot Hewitt's been away testing at St George's this week. They've come back positive, so he'll be joining in a couple of weeks, training with us, and should be available, all goes well, before the end of February. Callum Johnson, Callum McDonald, similar, James Gale. So we have players coming back within the next 4 weeks. And if you take somebody a free agent who's not played, then they're going to take 4 to 6 weeks to get up to speed, no different to the injured players coming back. Owen Mason's hopefully going out and getting completed to Wexford on loan, which will be a great experience for him. Get some games in again, and then we've got the option to bring him back before the season starts.
You said earlier in the week that George Williams was expected to do some light training this week following the flu. Has he managed to get on the grass?
Yeah, he's done a little bit of training. Didn't feel great earlier on in the week. Anybody who's had the flu, the nasty one that's going around, it does linger a little bit. And we've had a bit in the camp where lads have been under the weather. Yeah, whether he'll start ready to start or not, I'm not sure, but he'll be in the squad.
And what about Aidan Flint? Has he managed to see a specialist?
Yeah, he saw a specialist last night. He confirmed what the physio Tom thought about it. Partial dislocation. So we're not talking too long with that one. But it's different. It's just basically based on how much discomfort he can tolerate in a game situation.
Is there any sort of time frame on that?
No, it's just see how he goes in the next week or two.
Overall, then, as you mentioned earlier, happy and pleased with the business done and with the balance of the squad?
Yeah, it's been done over the last 3 windows, not just this one. It was last January it started with Lewis Reed and people like that, and then in the summer, it was good business again. So it didn't need massive tweaks. And I think if we hadn't lost Reece Oates, then we might not have done anything at all. Because the squad have proved over the first 4 months of the season that we're good enough to be up there in the top 3. All we've got to do is keep proving it.
All ready for tomorrow's big match? How are the squad looking?
Yeah, we're a bit light with the 2 suspensions and the other injuries and so on, but I think we'll get a team on the pitch to have a go. I think the atmosphere will be brilliant, sell out at the one call. So despite our previous results, I think it's a brilliant game for us and we're looking forward to it.